The crossover craze is in full swing, so brands are clamoring to fill every possible gap in their lineup, both large and small. For Toyota, that gap was below the RAV4 in the subcompact crossover class, so enter the all-new 2018 CHR. As always, this review will cover both trims of the CHR, and the few available options this car has. Originally designed to be a Scion, let's see if the CHR successfully appeals to its millennial target demographic. We would like to specially thank Toyota on Nicholasville for allowing us to come out and film this review. We've provided a link to their website in the description if you'd like to check it out. So like I said, this was originally going to be a Scion until the brand was discontinued. That means there's not much in the way of choices, which was the way Scion always operated. There are two trims technically, but the upgraded trim is more like a package since it only adds a handful of small features. So more or less, this is what every CHR will be like. The CHR has a different key fob than most other Toyotas, since it's got the switchblade design. The Premium adds smart entry instead. Let's pop the hood and check out the powertrain. Just like the rest of the car, the powertrain is not very complicated since there is only one way to get your CHR. Power is provided by a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, similar to what's in the Corolla. It produces 144 horsepower and 139 pound-feet of torque, which is in line with the competition. Power is routed through a continuously variable transmission with 7 simulated gears, and then put to the ground by the front wheels only. Fuel economy comes in toward the upper end of the segment, though not quite as good as the Honda HR-V, for example. It is rated at 27 city, 31 highway, 29 combined. Now let's check out the very aggressive exterior styling. There are a lot of entries in the subcompact crossover class, like for instance the all-new Rogue Sport, but very few can manage to stand out this much. That's quite the departure since Toyota is usually the one to blend in. In the front, you have a bold grille, with a little bit of RAV4 inspiration. It's got 3 distinct levels, with the top one being shiny black, and the lower part matte black. This piece connects the 2 very large headlights. The headlights themselves are projector beam halogens, with LED daytime running lights. The high beams are also automatic. Down here you would have fog lamps on the XLE Premium. Obviously this is far from an off-roader, but 5.9 inches of ground clearance is still better than the average sedan. For wheels, this is the only option, so it's good that they are quite attractive. They are also big for this class at 18 inches. Stopping power is provided by 11.75-inch ventilated disc brakes in the front and 11.1-inch solid disc brakes in the rear. The tires are all seasons. There is one really unique feature that our model is missing, and that's the R-code white roof and pillars. This option can be paired with this blue, ruby flare red, or radiant green. Coming to the mirrors, they are body colored, power, and have a turn signal. XLE Premium adds several features here, namely automatic power folding, blind spot monitoring, and puddle lamps with a special CHR projection. The C in CHR stands for coupe, which this is obviously not, but they did do a pretty good impression with the hidden rear door handles and floating roofline. The overall length of the CHR is 171 inches, which is larger than the segment-leading Jeep Renegade or the second-place Kia Soul. This is the point where I normally address safety ratings, but this car has not been out long enough to be tested by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. However, just like most Toyotas, it does come standard with Safety Sense P. That means every CHR will have pre-collision braking with pedestrian detection, lane departure alert with steering assist, adaptive cruise control, and the aforementioned automatic high beams. This level of safety equipment is relatively unheard of in this class, let alone standard. Looking at the rear styling, things are just as aggressive as in the front, if not more so. The rear glass slopes down sharply to the hatch. The main styling element back here are the taillights. They are shaped like boomerangs, which kind of reminds me of the Nissan Juke. The exhaust pipe is hidden behind the bumper, and obviously towing is not something you can do with this car. You've got a rear wiper, and then this spoiler is also very unique looking. The CHR has a 13.2 gallon fuel tank, which is good for 383 miles of range. That's more than the Renegade and exactly the same as the Soul. And of course it uses regular fuel. Now let's check out the diamond-inspired interior. Keeping with the simplicity on the outside, the inside is available in only this black fabric. The dash is also black, and you have black accents all around. The door trim is composed of similar materials, with nice padding on the armrest, textured plastic in the middle, and soft touch plastic along the top. All four windows are actually fully automatic, so that's nice. The driver's seat is 6-way manually adjusting, and the XLE Premium adds power lumbar and heating. The fabric has a high quality feel to it, and there's some contrast stitching around. When you first get in, you'll notice that the inside is surprisingly spacious, and it also has a unique look to it. The materials making for that unique look are better than expected. A nice soft touch material runs across the top, with some classy stitching. This area is also padded, and everything fits together with the typical Toyota proficiency. Starting up the XLE requires a physical key. XLE Premium has a push button. This 7-inch touchscreen is standard on both trims. It's got kind of an aftermarket-y look to it. The gauges have a premium and classy look to them, and the large 4.2-inch multifunction display furthers that feel. This screen does all the regular stuff you would expect, and you can adjust the safety systems and the drive modes also in here. The CHR's steering is electric power, and all trims get this leather-wrapped steering wheel with piano black accents. Audio, phone, and voice buttons are here, and a variety on the other side. The headlights are automatic, which isn't guaranteed in this price point. Storage spaces in the CHR are not bad. The center console is deeper than expected, and it has a 12-volt outlet. In the front, there is another area with the rest of the connections. The shifter has a nice feel to it, and simulated shifting can be done here, but there are no paddle shifters. For some reason, the standard backup camera appears in the mirror instead of on the screen. Nonetheless, it does have distance markers, and it's reasonably high quality. You may have been able to hear it activate, but there is an electronic parking brake with an automatic function. You also have a brake hold function, which is nice. Another premium standard feature is the automatic 2-zone climate control. You have nice toggles to make adjustments like on the Corolla and Prius. The buttons also have the same diamond theme to them. And that brings us to the infotainment. This is not the typical Toyota Entune system, but instead the old Scion head unit. That means you won't find XM radio, apps, or navigation. There is also no Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, but there is regular Bluetooth. The mirror is auto-dimming. More diamond-shaped light controls. There is actually an interesting diamond pattern in the headliner also. And that's there on both trims since there's no available moonroof. So up front it feels reasonably spacious, comfortable, and has plenty of standard equipment. Overall, the CHR's cabin is a pleasant and uncomplicated place to be. Now Mason will show you the rest of the CHR.
The CHR is a unique vehicle, and that continues to the back area too. We've got these weird door handles mounted high up, and it almost makes it look like just a two-door. Despite that, we've got a normal rear door trim, with grained plastic composing most of it. Now space-wise, the legroom slots in at 31.7 inches, and 38.3 inches of headroom. That puts it quite a bit behind the HR-V, Renegade, and Kia Soul. There's not much going on in the back of the CHR, but you do get this rear dome light and a fairly nice headliner. There is no armrest. Legroom is acceptable behind Drew's seating position, but with the seat all the way back, not so much. And I did forget to mention these cup holders in each door. Overall, I think it's a good rear seat, but it definitely feels quite claustrophobic for adults. The tailgate isn't power on any CHR, so you just walk up and lift it open. That reveals exactly 19 cubic feet behind the second row seats, and a maximum of 36.4 cubic feet if you fold the seats. That puts it in line with the Renegade, but less than both the Soul and Honda HR-V. Oh, and you also get this cargo cover standard. The seat over here is manual, as expected. The dash up here is surprisingly high quality, with soft plastics and stitching. The glove box is dampened and good sized. Well guys, we hope you enjoyed one of the first in-depth reviews on the all-new 2018 Toyota CHR XLE. Please stay a little longer for the pricing information, and help us out by hitting those like, subscribe, and share buttons. See you next time.